Sean, winner of the week.
So this might, I think the winner of the week, maybe it's just because I live here in Virginia and I care more, but I'm going to go with the FBI. I think what Cash Patel and Dan Bongino and the team did to take a big MS-13 ganger off the map here is a big win for the country, for the FBI. It gives a lot of confidence in what they're doing. And so that was, I just don't think it got the credit it deserves. I think that's a huge win for the country and a huge win for them.
Dan.
The Democrats for the reasons we just discussed.
Okay. It's a tie. The Democrats for the reasons we just discussed, and Speaker Johnson and John Thune and their relationship. Those guys are getting stuff done in meetings without forcing mechanisms of the normal nature. I really think it's undercovered story how closely they're working, given that they're hurting separate cat groups and very complicated. Sean, loser of the week.
Jasmine Crockett. I think she beclowned herself in her comments about Governor Abbott, dug herself deeper, has continued to make the rounds on a lot of things, and it just I mean, in a week that the Democrats should be killing it, has been a massive, massive embarrassment.
Dan.
Yes, I will just put that as an amendment to my winner of the week because Sean is correct. I'm going to say the U.S. auto industry shareholders. It's been talked about a lot of the U.S. manufacturing. The parts come from overseas. It's going to have a real financial impact to these auto industry companies. And you have President Trump saying, do not raise your prices, essentially threatening them. And so the shareholders may end up bearing the brunt of getting squeezed by tariffs and overbearing president.
My loser of the week is every official who was on that Signal call, none of whom said, guys, take it to the high side. This should not be being done on Signal. All of them, I think, are going to pay some price for it of one sort or another and should. Sean, what are you looking for this weekend?
Two things. One is I do think that the reaction in Greenland, to your point, is going to be interesting. When you send the vice president and ratchet it up a notch, I think you're going to be there's going to be an interesting dynamic. Either he's going to be there's going to be some kind of diplomatic reaction. The other thing, to Dan's point on tariffs, I think this weekend the Mar-a-Lago patio is going to be like they're going to be selling tickets because every lobbyist in every industry is trying to understand what this April 2nd thing is going to look like. You've seen the president's comments. Some countries may do better than others. They might not all be reciprocal. And everyone in the greater DC area that is in the lobbying world or industry is doing their darndest to make sure that they get a carve out, an exception, a lower rate.
Anyone who doesn't have someone who's on the patio this weekend who's trying to get not just influence on the outcome, but information is not earning their money if they're being paid to be a player on this. Dan,
I volunteer to be our Palm Beach Airport, correspondent to look at the private jet tail numbers flying in there this weekend. I am watching Wisconsin, and Elon Musk is going there, I believe, this weekend to campaign. So you're upping this a little. What is the reaction to Musk? Is he still the guy who, from the fall, was, I think, an asset to Donald Trump, an asset to MAGA and candidates, or is Musk potentially not helpful? We'll see.
Actually, I think that just that race in Wisconsin, by the way, that's
in general. Yep.
The trifecta. I think, yeah.
And the expectation setting this weekend.
We don't discuss our answers in advance. And Dan, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm just so curious to see how he's received, what kind of events he does, and what the reaction is, because he's really now inserted himself into politics, not just with spending money, but with going out and campaigning and making public appearances and on Fox News last night. So super curious about that. And then I'll be curious to Sunday shows, how much they talk about Signal, and of course basketball.